Hey everyone, in the interest of time, we'll get started, but I see a few people still trickling in. Welcome everyone to the Housing Justice Grants webinar. We are recording, so if you have concerns about that, let us know, or you can stay off camera if that is preferable to you. So we will be going over our Housing Justice RFP. If you have any questions, you can type them in the chat. To get started, we wanted you to type in the chat your name, your organization you're representing, and your city, county, just to get a sense of who is attending today's webinar. Great, and I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Anna Lee. I'm Vice President Impact Strategies at UWBA Bay Area, and I'll kick it off to Kevin Jenkins to introduce himself.
Hi, everyone. Excited to be here with you all. My name is Kevin Jenkins. I'm the Director of Housing Justice Initiatives, and I'm excited that you're here and ready to talk about grants.
Great, you can continue to type in your name, organization, city, and county. And some housekeeping items. Earlier, somebody pointed out to me that I actually wrote housing keeping items. So I guess intended, it was unintentional, but some housing keeping items. If you want to submit some questions in the chat, you're welcome to do so if something comes to mind. Please make sure you are muted throughout the webinar, and we will also do our best to address all the questions. If we don't get to it, we'll make sure we have time at the end. And if there's a question that only applies to your organization, you can submit them to housingjustice@uwba.org, and we'll try to address them there. Great. And I see more people coming in. Welcome. If you can type in your name, your organization, and city and county, we're just trying to get a sense of who's in our webinar and who's interested in applying for this RFP. So just some background, UWBA Bay Area is in our 100th year. This is our centennial year, so we're really excited to be celebrating this. And as a part of this, we're doing a series of events, and we're excited to be launching our strategic plan and have a deeper impact in the community. And as part of our strategic planning process, we looked at who we are and we redid our vision and mission, which is on your screen right now. I will just read our mission that we reestablished. So UWBA mobilizes the Bay Area to dismantle the root causes of poverty and build equitable pathways to prosperity. Through initiatives and policy change, we provide immediate and long-term support for employment, housing, financial stability, and meeting basic needs. So last year, we launched our Housing Justice Initiative. This is something that has been on our minds for a number of years, but we actually officially launched it this past year. So when we did impact agenda refresh in community conversations about 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago, the community really said, housing, that's really the number one issue. And then the pandemic happened, and it's really just hasn't gone away. Housing is really top of mind for many of the Bay Area residents. And we have new leadership and a new, our centennial year, new strategic plan. And it was a great opportunity to really put in a renewed focus and an emphasis on housing. And so we launched our Housing Justice Initiative. Our goals are to increase access to stable and affordable housing, prevent homelessness, and address the racial wealth gap through programming, grant making, partnerships, and policy advocacy. And we also plan to raise awareness of housing issues and solutions through supporting a public will building campaign. And you can visit our website for more information about that. Without further ado, I will turn it over to Kevin to talk about our RFP. Kevin.
Myself. So we're excited to release our Housing Justice RFP. Next slide, Anna. So we're currently accepting proposals from local Bay Area agencies that help advance our Housing Justice Initiative. The Bay Area counties that we serve are Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, Napa, San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Solano. So we're seeking proposals in the following 3 focus areas. And so those focus areas are innovative housing solutions, funding opportunity number 1. So the UWBA, we're looking to fund 5 to 10 organizations that have an annual budget of less than $1 million. So this is for grassroots organizations that don't usually get grants from us. that are working to advance housing justice in the Bay Area through direct services to community members or through policy advocacy. For organizations that are applying for less than $25,000, you're able to submit a 2 to 5 minute video in lieu of writing an organizational summary and project description. Funded expenses may include program supplies, organizational capacity, staffing, or other organizational needs. And so this grant is for, the total amount in this grant is $125,000. And so the requirements to apply are to be a nonprofit organization located in the Bay Area with an annual budget of less than $1 million. So funding opportunity number 2, so we're looking for 2 to 5 organizations that increase access, supply, funding, or quality of affordable housing through innovative approaches. So we're really looking for ideas that haven't been tried before, or ideas that might just need a little seed money to get you going. The goal of this funding opportunity is to support innovative housing solutions that lead to anti-displacement, lower housing costs in a new or innovative way, redress discriminatory housing policies, and other innovations that will lead to affordable housing for all Bay Area residents. And so the total pot in this funding opportunity is $250,000. So the requirements for this is to be a community-based organization located in the Bay Area. And last but not least is funding opportunity number 3. So we're looking for 2 to 5 organizations that will work to address exclusionary housing policies that have led to racial wealth disparities and the racial wealth gap in the San Francisco Bay Area for Black and Latinx communities. Project activities can include direct services to community members, i.e. down payment assistance, closing costs, application fees, creative financing models that allow more people to qualify for a mortgage to purchase a home, organizational capacity and or policy advocacy that redresses past racist housing policies that have contributed to the widening of the racial wealth gap. And so the total amount in this funding opportunity is $250,000. So the requirements to apply is to be a community-based organization located in the Bay Area. Organizations, the eligibility. Organizations must be a community-based organization to apply. Funding opportunity number 1, it's limited to nonprofit organizations. For funding opportunities 2 and 3, nonprofit organizations, schools, and other community agencies are welcome to apply. Organizations must serve 1 or more of the following Bay Area counties, and that includes Alameda, Contra Costa, Marin, Napa, San Francisco, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Solano. Organizations must also have demonstrated the ability to address housing disparities within BIPOC communities in the Bay Area. Selection criteria. All the proposals that meet the requirements for this RFP and are submitted by the deadline will be considered based upon the materials that you provide. So the UWBA will select applicants who best fit the priorities outlined in the opportunities above and make selections based on the criteria below. So number 1, the proposal's alignment with the United Way Housing Justice Initiative goals and focus areas of the experiences and expertise of the organization, the project's likelihood of achieving the desired outcome of the project with budgeted cost, and 4, the project's ability to address disparities for BIPOC populations. So you can apply from our website at uwba.org, and you can type in housing and go to our housing justice. And so there you will be able to find the RFP and the link to apply for this grant. So deliverables and reporting. So organizations that are awarded a housing justice grant are required to use the funds for housing justice related activities, which can include staffing and organizational capacity costs. Organizations may be asked to attend meetings and or submit documents related to their project. So the United Way Bay Area, we're going to do our best to limit the amount of additional reporting related to this grant. So we had some pre-submitted questions. And so a few of the questions were around geography and then the consideration. So what are UWBA's priority geographies, populations, and strategies? So we're taking a regional perspective. We serve 8 counties, and we're prioritizing historically disenfranchised communities. We want to fund a variety of populations and strategies in areas from around the counties that we serve. So we will consider all Bay Area counties that we serve. That caveat. Who can apply? So we got a number of questions. Will proposals from nonprofits that are supporting orgs and municipalities be considered? Are 501c4 nonprofits eligible to apply? Are joint ventures eligible to apply? 501c6s? And how do we define housing organization? So proposals from nonprofits supporting organizations of municipalities will be considered. 501c4s, 501c6s, and joint ventures are eligible to apply. We are letting, applicants self-identify as housing organizations. Collaborations. Could a collaboration like regional suburban organizing projects apply for a grant? Will you fund partnerships or joint application amongst 2 entities? Are centers at higher education institutions eligible for funding? Yes, collaborations are welcome to apply. We would fund the lead applicant. Partnerships and centers at higher education institutions are also welcome to apply. So we got a number of questions around funding opportunity 2, and I'm not going to read the question, but grassroots organizations are encouraged to apply for funding opportunity number 1. Organizations applying for advocacy of specific ballot measures are eligible to apply. Rental assistance is lower on our priority scale at the moment. The intent of this category, number 2, is to fund strategies that may not have been tried before and are not yet widespread. So if you have any additional questions that we have not addressed or that are specific to your organization and tailored to your organization, contact us at housingjustice@uwba.org, housingjustice@uwba.org, and you can find that email in the RFP.
I saw a few questions in the chat. And Elof answered, I think, some of them, but if you still have questions, if you can raise your hand or type in the chat, we'll try to address them.
There's one question about is capital funding for housing eligible?
I guess we would need to know more specifics. So if you could contact me offline at the Housing Justice at uwba.org, I will get back to you. Are there other questions?
Just to recap some of the questions that have come in the chat during this webinar. So when it says total amount of funding available, is it the max an organization can request or total funds available? So it is the total amount available in that pot. If an organization is based in the Bay Area, but work is not exclusive to the Bay Area, must the application only focus on the organization's work in the Bay Area? And yes, the work would have to be in the 8 Bay Area counties that we serve. Is funding project specific or general operating? It can be for either. Is there a maximum grant that organizations can apply for in opportunity 1? We are looking to fund a variety of organizations, and we've sort of put out the total pot available, so we wouldn't fund more than the total pot. I'm trying to scroll through other questions. We will be posting the recording on our website. There's a question about the most recent financial audit, financial review, or financial statements. Yes, this means that financial statements would be sufficient for organizations that are small or do not require an audit. Other questions? Is video application preferred? We just wanted to open it up for the organizations where it might be easier to apply via video. So if that's preferable to you, I think that's great for us. Any other questions?
There was a question around applying for multiple grants. So if you apply for multiple grants, your organization will only be selected for one. Is there anyone's question that we missed? If so, can you type it back in the chat? The RFP is posted. Check out our website, uwba.org. It has all of the timeline information and the deadline.
If you have additional questions, you can visit our website that Bilal and Nicole linked. The RFP is at the bottom. It has our timeline and deadlines, which I believe is February 25th. But you can, the official deadline is in the RFP, so you can check that out. If you have other questions, let us know. We'll stay on a few minutes, see if you have additional questions, but we'll be ending the webinar. Thank you, and stay tuned. If you wanted to, for recording of the webinar on our website, and yeah, we look forward to seeing your applications.
Yeah, maybe if someone does have agency, specific questions, like Corey, I know you had something about capital, maybe you could speak to that and the team can hear it.
It says, are applications evaluated on a rolling basis? There's one question.
Applications will be reviewed after the final deadline.
Laura, I was just going to respond. Hi. So yeah, I was wondering if we could apply to funding opportunity number 2 for capital. We have a capital project in Marin for people exiting homelessness. It's workforce housing and also housing for veterans exiting homelessness. So I was wondering if that would be an eligible project. Thanks.
Yes.
Alex, your comment, there's a lot of groups on here, not that many groups able to be funded. This is going to be super competitive. Yeah. We do anticipate receiving applications. It is not a big funding pot, but we are hoping to be able to learn what people are doing and what organizations are doing in the Bay Area to sort of get a sense of what's happening. We are new in launching this housing justice initiative, so it's sort of an opportunity for us to learn what's happening. Yeah, we're not sure how many will apply, but we'll see. We are excited to learn about what is really happening in the community. Anyone else have questions?
Hi, can you hear me? Hello. My name is Tracy Williams. I'm the Executive Director of Urban University, and we have joined with, we provide transitional housing to single mothers here in Oakland, and we've joined together with Oakland Elizabeth House and a Diamond in the Rough to create an alliance to provide a larger scale of transitional housing to unhoused single mothers and children. So we will more than likely apply as a collaborative, and was just wondering if, looks like innovative housing, we have a supportive housing model that includes workforce development and trauma sensitive care to our mothers, if that would be something interesting for you all. Thank you. And thank you for this opportunity.
You should definitely apply for funding opportunity number 2. It would fit underneath the innovative housing solutions.
I'll give it about a minute if you'd like to stay on. But if not, if you have other questions, you can email housingjustice@UWBA. And yeah, we're excited to read your applications or see the video of your applications. Thank you, everyone.